All right, let's start off by saying Barakah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kudash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is The Weapons of His Indignation. I'm joined here with Elder Demashapat.
Shalom.
And pretty much, we were going for a walk earlier, and we were talking about this article that you see right before you, and he was speaking about something else dealing with Vladimir Putin, and we decided to do a lesson on this when we got back from our walk. And pretty much, as we were getting prepared to do all of this, I found out that Elder Pastor was doing a premiere on something dealing with the missiles, so I'll show you that it's all spiritual. He did a video called Vladimir Zelensky Speaks at the UN and Say World War III is the Final War. And what's going to bring that final war are the nuclear missiles and the lasers from the chariots. That's going to be the final destruction of America, what the Bible calls Armageddon, or the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Armageddon, Har Magad 1, which is a compound word. Har is mount or mountain. God, Ma is of or from. God is the tribe of Gad, which means troop, and the one at the end makes it plural. So when you put it together, Har Magad 1, mountain of the troops. And that is these troops being amassed over there, in the Middle East for this war that's coming. And the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the word Jehoshaphat goes to the Hebrew word Yahweh Shaphat, which means the Most High's judgment. And that's going to be the final deciding battle to end all wars. It's no coincidence that Einstein said, I don't know what weapons World War III is going to be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Because he says after this final battle, World War III, everything's going to go back to what they call the Stone Age. And then from there, which is going to be a new beginning, is going to be the kingdom of heaven reestablished on the earth, under righteousness, under better laws, statutes, commandments, under a better regime, under a better power, underneath Yahweh and Yahushai and Yasha'Allah, which are the Israelites. And that's going to begin the new world, which is going to be run in righteousness, while this old world, which is run in wickedness, is going to be stomped out. So we're witnessing right now the final stages or the final prophecies that are unfolding before our face to usher in the kingdom of heaven and Yahushua's return. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, matter of fact, let's read the article.
Come. This is from RT News. It says, Russia boosting hypersonic missile production. Rostic.
Right, so it says Russia boosting hypersonic missile production. Now, as we read through the article, there's certain keywords that's going to pop out, and then it has a speed. It says it's a 12 Mach speed, which I guess 12 Mach is the speed of light. And I looked up 12 Mach, and it was like 9,200 miles or something like that an hour. So it's going to surpass all of these missile defense systems. And even the larger missiles, that they have, the ICBMs, once they're shot off, it says that even if a sword, which is another missile or defense missile, hits it, it's not going to destroy it, because the spirit of Yahweh is going to be in those missiles, guiding them to their target. All right, so we don't...
It says Moscow has utilized the Kinzhal missile, believed to be able to penetrate any existing air defenses in its conflict with Kiev.
Right, so America is the what? The land of unwalled villages. They don't have defense against this type of technology, because America never really prepared for a defensive, because they were so used to kicking ass on the offensive that they never really wasted too much time or money or resources on their defense. So the borders and everything's going to be wide open, and this is all the Lord's doing. And it is marvelous in our eyes.
It says Russia's Rostic has ramped up the production of hypersonic Kinzhal dagger missiles.
Dagger missiles.
Woo.
That is what? The glittering spear. Matter of fact, if you could find that precept
Oh, yes.
The glittering spear.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not sure exactly where that is. I think it's in the regular scriptures, not the Apocrypha.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that's going to be some good stuff, man. So dagger, that's one of the words that pop right out.
His gall.
Glittering, glittering spear. I'm not. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Read up above that. Matter of fact, start at the first verse. No, you can bring it over so they can read it, Richard. Go all the way to right before Amazon. I'm sorry, between Amazon and Isaiah. Oh, they can see it there.
Con.
Okay, good.
Con. It says this is Nahum chapter 3 and verse 1.
Now, keep in mind, this applied to ancient Nineveh back then, but it really applies to America today, which is a modern day Nineveh, because there are certain things within this chapter that do not apply to the ancient Nineveh. It really applies to America today by way of the nuclear capability that they have today, which are the missiles or the arsenals of today. You got it, Elder Dr. Spot.
It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery."
Right. The bloody city is what? America. Woe means destruction. It is all of it, full of lies and robbery. The only bastion of hope in this country are the Israelites. And you see what the devil is doing. They're trying to dismantle this by casting doubt that we are indeed the Israelites. But that's all right. It's only going to work on the minds of the ones that the Lord does not want. The unsealed.
The unsealed.
Go ahead.
It says, "The prey departed not."
Right, the prey departed not. Who is the prey? We are the prey. And it departed not. Why? Because they are not going to let us go. Just like Pharaoh did not let us go in the ancient times. And what happened to Pharaoh? He got hit with plagues. In America, being the modern day Egypt or spiritual Egypt, they're also going to be getting hit with plagues as before.
Con. And the scriptures say, "He that stealeth a man and selleth him, and if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." Woo! So these missiles that are being mass produced over in Russia are going to be the instrument of this present ruling system's death, which is America. You know, judgment. Let's go.
The Lord is going to unsheath his weapon.
Yep.
And he's going to lay low Esau. Slay his devils.
Absolutely.
You got it.
It says, "The noise of a whip, and the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots."
Right. Today that represents your traffic, so-called traffic, cars out there, and also really too the tanks and the different vehicles that Esau has and the nations that they're going to be using in this war. You know, and one of the things that Russia is building outside of the hypersonic missiles are drones, tanks, so on and so forth.
Yep. Attack helicopters, MRAPs. You know.
Bring it out.
It says,
Verse 3.
Verse 3. It says, "The horsemen lifted up both bright sword and glittering spear."
Right. The horsemen represent their military men. Lifted up what? Both the bright sword and the what? The glittering spear. What is that glittering spear? That is those nuclear missiles. Matter of fact, hold on deck. Job chapter 20. You can go to one of those other tabs up top.
Okay. Let me slide this over here. Let me just.
You can slide it right up, right in there, right in, and just go to pull up Job 20 and scroll down. Yeah, scroll down to so we can just have it. Scroll down, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, go, 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 go. Keep going, go, 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 right there. 24.
Okay.
Matter of fact, start at 23. There's a lot of meat.
Yeah.
So go back to Nahum.
Okay, kind.
Let's read that again.
It says, Nahum 3:3, the horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a multitude of slain.
Right, because this is going to bring many slain. The scriptures also say that the slain of the Lord shall be many. Mm-hmm. So when the Lord comes back, there's going to be a lot of death. Talking about, when saints come marching in, can't wait for the Lord to come back. You don't know what the day of the Lord entails. As it says in Amos, the 5th chapter, you're going to get effed up if you ain't on the right side. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. It says, and there is a multitude of slain,
go ahead.
And a great number of carcasses,
mm-hmm.
And there is none end. It's like none end of their corpses.
Right, there's no end of their corpses, because it's going to be from one side of the world to the other, but especially here in America, when all of America is wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
They stumble upon their corpses.
Right, because you're going to have, out there in the Middle East, you're going to have all kind of corpses of dead soldiers out there, and you're going to stumble on them, because one of the first jobs,
just clean up the dead.
Right, of the international banking families and the top nations, their rulers, is to clean up those dead bodies. They're going to be walking by in the Valley of Haman Gog. One of them is going to be planting a flag, stating that there's such and such bodies here, and another group's going to come by and dig, graves and put those bodies in those graves. All right, so it's going to be much work to do. There will never be an idle hand among the nations in the kingdom of heaven.
No, not one.
No, not one. Okay, so go back. No, I'm sorry. Go to Job now. Job, the 20th chapter. The elder put up a precept, but I can't really read it from here. Job 20 and 23.
This is Job 20 and 23. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, mm-hmm. the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
Right. So the Lord, once this devil is about to fully establish a new world order, the Lord is going to cast the fury of his wrath upon him. What is the fury of the Lord's wrath? Those are the weapons of his indignation, which we're Lord's will going to get to, when we get to it. So read on, and shall what? When we get to it.
Oh, so like here. I got that scripture.
Okay, yeah, bring it up. You can just read it off the common board.
You talking about
the elder? Yes.
Yeah. This is Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 33. It says, "And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered, nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground."
Yeah, that's going to be America. All of America is going to be, there ain't going to be no bodies buried here, because the bodies are going to disappear. So when those missiles hit, everything's going to be melted. The elements shall melt with fervent heat. Mm-hmm. And this place is going to be devastated, decimated, from east coast to west coast, from north to south. It's going to be taken out. So anything living on the soils of America is toast. The only ones making it out of America are the elect of the nation of Israel, which will be going upwards into the chariots, and that will be the salvation or the deliverance from Babylon the Great. Not no getting on ships, leaving here, not no getting on no planes, getting a passport, and getting the hell out of Dodge, getting the V in order to travel. None of that. They're going up and away, right up into the chariots. All the way up, mm-hmm. into the chariots.
Yeah.
Okay, read on.
It says,
Yeah, we read that part. Just to read that part, it says, "And shall rain it," right at the end of 23, "and shall rain it upon him." Right there.
It says, you want to just read the whole thing?
Yeah, just read the whole thing.
Job 20:23, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Right, because it's going to rain down upon him. There's going to be arrows raining from the heavens, from the ends of the earth. And Yahushua and the angels are going to be raining fire from the heavens, from the missiles. And don't be surprised if the Lord, causes also fire to rain, come down from the heavens like he did during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. Because he did it then, he could do it also now. Because the Lord said he's coming with fire. What will I if it be already kindled?
Ain't nothing left but brimstone.
That's it, man. Brimstone and fire for your ass.
Oh, man.
For your ash. All right, so go ahead.
It
Verse
says,
24.
It says, what's like it? He shall flee from the iron weapon.
Right, where is he going to flee to? He's going to go to those bunkers. This is talking about the international bankers around the world. They're going to go to their bunkers. They're going to survive this destruction. But anyone that's on the soils of America, any bunker in America, that's going to be your grave, your tomb. Doesn't matter if it's in a mountain or dumps, deep underground military bases. Doesn't matter if it's at the bottom of the Pentagon. Doesn't matter if you have underground, bunkers underneath the White House or whatever the case may be. All will be taken out. Out of here. So it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon and what? And the what?
It says, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
What do you think that is? That's talking about those missiles. This is the same description, just a little different, as I believe that's Revelation, the 9th chapter, where it speaks about these missiles also. And it describes them as such. All right, read on.
Kind of,
25.
It says, it is drawn and it cometh out of the body.
What is the body that it's speaking about? It's speaking about the nuclear silos. It is drawn because when an archer takes his bow and puts an arrow in it, he draws it back to get ready to fire it out. So those missiles being inside of the silos, they are like a man with a bow, and he has the bow pulled back and it's just ready to be launched or drawn out or shot. And that's pretty much, well, the elders bringing it up. Boom, there you go. That's the silo, that's the arrow. And that's, right now, that arrow or that missile is drawn. And it's about to be shot out of that missile.
That's
out of that silo.
It's inside of a body. It's embodied.
That's right. All right, so go back to Job 20. It says the middle of it, yea. 25.
Verse 25. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. The glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him.
Right, yea, the glittering sword. What is that glittering sword? Those are those missiles. The fire that's shimmying off of the metals of that missile. Coming from the inner atmosphere to the outer atmosphere and back in. Because when it comes back into the inner atmosphere, it also catches on fire. But then you're going to have fire coming out of the back of it, which is that serpent's tail, that fiery flying serpent in the book of Isaiah. I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, either 11 or 14, coming down, right? It says, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Shall the trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Because when they hear that sound of, this is not a test, Russia, China, Pakistan, India, Iran, Germany, England, France, and all these other different European countries have just shot off their nuclear missiles, and they're on target on their way to America. People are going to be shitting in their pants when they hear that. That's why it says terrors are upon him. And there's another one in Job 18 where it speaks about terrors shall be upon him. All right, so read on the Mashba, verse 26. All darkness.
It says, verse 26, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places.
Right, because what is the darkness? The darkness is talking about the the plans that they have for the future, the so-called New World Order. It's going to be hid in the secret places, meaning when they go into them bunkers, the New World Order is going to die right there. Go ahead.
It says, a fire not blown shall consume him.
A fire not blown shall consume him. Because this is not going to be a fire that you start. You're not going to have matches. You're not going to have stones that you rub together. It's not going to. You're not going to gather bush and trees and branches, you know, to light a fire, you know, to get this fire started. You know, it's going to be a fire not blown, because it's going to be a mechanical fire that's going to be set up by the Most High, which He gave them that technology, which we're going to read that scripture next, Lord's will, and once we finish this one. So that fire not blown is talking about those missiles. All right? So read that again.
It says, all darkness shall be hid in the secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him.
Yep, go ahead.
It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
So anyone that's left on the shores of America is going to go ill with him.
Ooh,
You dig?
it's going to get ill, son.
That's it. Go ahead.
It says, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity,
Right. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity. Go ahead.
and the earth shall rise up against him.
And we see the earth rising up against this devil. You know, so-called natural disasters, because the reason why the earth is turning against this devil is because he's taking out all of the resources that the earth needs, you know, to function properly. So the earth is, you know, on a crash course of destruction. And just like if you take out certain nutrients out of the body doesn't work right. It's the same thing that this devil is doing to the earth. The earth needs its minerals, needs different things within it in order for it to function properly. You know, and this devil is drilling and taking things out to the point where, you know, the scripture said they could never have enough. So they're taking everything out that's destroying this place. That's what the Lord said, destroy them who destroyed the earth. Go ahead, Elder Nashpat.
Verse 28, the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath.
Right, because all of the plans that he had are going to die in those bunkers, and all of the riches that they have accumulated are going to be translated or transferred to us, the Israelites, beginning with Yahushua on down. Go ahead.
This is a portion of a wicked man. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High. And the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High.
Right, so this is what the Lord said is the reward for wickedness. So now go to Isaiah 9 and 5. And if you have any points, you know, just, you know, Babakashah, feel free to jump in whenever.
This is Isaiah 9 and 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
Right, anytime you watch any of those ancient movies, you see men on the battlefield fighting against each other.
Yep.
You know, making noise, limbs being cut off, heads being cut off, blood flying everywhere, blood-soaked, you know, garments, you know, of war.
Yep, Troy 300. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, meaning this particular event that's coming, or this particular war that's coming, or this battle is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. Now let's go to Isaiah 54 and 16. You know, this is going to be, you know, the ultimate judgment of this place, because remember the scriptures speak about the first death is what? That was the flood. The second death is the lake of fire, which is going to be brought about by the nuclear missiles, the fire from the nuclear missiles, fire from the hypersonic missiles, and the lasers from the chariots, and possibly, you know, the Lord causing fire to elements in the heavens to come together and create fire to be shot down in this place. You know, because this is going to be a great conflagration that's going to take this place out. This is a great judgment. That's why it's taking so long. The Lord is building this place up so that when He takes it down, there's going to be no doubt in anyone's mind who brought this place down. And they're all going to give the glory to Yahweh and His Son Yahushua.
Right.
You got it.
It says, Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
Right. Now, what is a smith? An ancient smith was one that worked in metals. They worked, on the anvil with the hammer. They put metals into fire, and then they would shape and mold them to different weapons that were used for war. Whether it was a shield, whether it was a helmet, whether it was chainmail, or whether it was
a battle ram.
Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, they used to make the steel heads to the battering rams.
Yep.
Where they used to ram the doors to the city.
Yep.
That's they used to make all these of course spears, flails, battle axes.
Yep.
Arrowheads. They would make everything that was
Spears.
consistent in war.
Spears.
Yep. They would make breastplates.
Yep.
They would make everything that was consistent used in war.
Right.
Which those things are still around, but they're around on the technical level. Now a breastplate is a defense shield.
Right.
A sword is either a missile, a rocket, or a bullet.
Yep.
Because they impale, they stab through you.
That's right.
Now
today, what would be the modern day smith? The modern day smith would be the scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Because the technology now far surpassed, bullets and guns and machine guns and tanks and all of that.
Yep.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like those companies like DARPA. What's the other one? It's another one. Those all those companies that's creating these weapons. Those are the modern day smiths. Those scientists that run those companies that create weapons are the modern day smiths. That's it.
Right. So DARPA is Department of Defense.
Mm-hmm.
Department. I'm trying to see if it gives it's an acronym. I forget the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, DARPA. All right, and it's for what? For defense. And what does that do? That creates weapons for warriors. And that's pretty much the modern day smith. Now, during World War II, after World War II finished, so-called, all of the smartest of the scientists, which are in Germany, or were in Germany, which is Teeman in the scriptures, they were split between the Russians and the Americans. You had something called the Manhattan Project, where you had a lot of those scientists that were brought over here, and the purpose for them to come over here was to what? To create these modern day weapons that are being used in modern day warfare today. And that's what the smiths are today. The modern day smith is a scientist, because even though they still make swords and spears and knives and all of that and guns, the modern day weaponry, consists of these missiles, which the scriptures call an arrow. And this is going to be what's going to bring the judgment of these devils upon them. So it's heavy that the same man, Yahushua, when he was Isaac, the same blessing that he gave to Esau back then, which today is the so-called white man, is the same blessing that he's going to actually use to take him down with. Because he's going to cause, this intense building of these weapons, which is his sword, his blessing, to be the very thing that is going to be used to bring destruction, the demise of their kingdom. Ain't that some shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
the Lord is going to use that thing which he created to take him out,
That's it. All right, so finish reading that.
Yeah, Boston Dynamics was the other name of that other company. Yep. It says, behold, I've created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and bring forth an instrument for his work.
Right, and bring it forth an instrument for his work, which is what? Those missiles. Go ahead.
It says, and I have created the waster to destroy.
And what is the waster? The waster are those missiles. And they were created for the purpose of destruction. Remember, when the eighth head, which is a part of the seven, was created, it was created to go into perdition, to go into destruction. You know, and that's what we're witnessing right now. You know, the build-up to the destruction of America. You know, that's what we're witnessing right now. And those missiles are the very thing that's going to bring forth the final judgment. And right now, what the prophets are doing, we're out there on the streets, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, condemning this place and letting them know what their judgment, their future judgment is. And then we're in the sentencing stages of telling them what's going to happen to them. And once they make that move for the final push for this new world order, that's when the Lord is going to bring forth the judgment. Because the final stages of one, you know, being charged is the sentencing stage, where they tell you what you're going to, what are the charges and for the crimes that you committed, and what is the time or the punishment that's going to be given to you. And after that, the judgment is meted out, where they lock you up or they bring you to the, you know, to the firing squad or whatever death penalty they may have at that time. The Most High's death penalty are those missiles for you. And after that, straight up slavery for you Edomites and you other nations. So now let's go from there. Let's go to the book of Zechariah.
Can you mind if I grab a scripture real quick?
Bring it out.
This is Jeremiah.
Beautiful. If you're going to go to that one, start up Jeremiah 50 and 20.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 20. You had that one in?
Yeah, no, but this is the main one we were going to go to. But no, bring it out.
Well, we can wait. We can get
No. It's the spirit. We're rolling in the spirit, brother.
Kind of. Jeremiah 50 and verse 20. It says, in those days and in that time, said the Lord.
Why is it in those days and in that time? Because that is the time when prophecy is up. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou is appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Once this prophecy is to the point where it's ready to be fulfilled, then it moves into the next phase of the prophecy. Go ahead.
It says, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none.
Right, because what's happening is the Lord is judging Jacob. Jacob's wicked as hell, but they're being judged constantly on round the clock. You know, so when the Lord comes to bring forth destruction to these Esau and these nations, you know, 2/3 of Israel in America will die. Other Israelites will die around the world. But the main focus of the fury of the Lord is going to be upon these nations. Matter of fact, let's go to Zephaniah real quick. Pull up another tab. Zephaniah chapter 3. And verse 8.
Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey.
Right, and the prey is who? Esau and the other nations. Go ahead.
It says, for my determination is to gather the nations.
So this is the Lord's determination, to gather the nations, all the nations, go ahead.
That I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation.
Right, because this is, the word indignation means righteous anger. So this is going to be the Lord's righteous anger in the way that he deals with these nations for the controversy of Zion, for the things that they've done to the children of Israel. Go ahead.
It says, even all my fierce anger. It says, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Now, what does that mean, that all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy? We know it's not talking about the whole entire planet, because the Lord said that the earth abideth forever. But what it's talking about is Esau's governing body, his government, which the head of Esau's government is where? America, Babylon the Great. This is the place where once this place is out of here, there's going to be no more rule. No other nation is going to rule after Esau, except for the nation of Israel, beginning with Yahweh Shai. So let's go back to Jeremiah 50.
Oh, there you go.
And you could go, continue on.
It says, In those days, in that time, said the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found. For I will pardon them whom I reserve. It says, go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekah, waste.
These are both names for Babylon the Great, you know, which we're not going to go into those. You know, we dealt with it before. Maybe we'll do a separate lesson on that. But go ahead.
It says, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded thee.
Right, because this is the commandment of the Lord, to lay this place desolate. Go ahead.
It says, a sound of battle is in the land.
Do now we hear that right now? A sound of battle is in the land. Go ahead.
And of great destruction.
Right, and this great destruction is what? Third World War, World War III. The scriptures call it the third woe. You know, this is where we're at right now. And you have, Yahweh said that there will be wars and rumors of wars. So we're hearing this great sound of a battle. And all of the nations amassing together over there in the Middle East, as the Lord predicted it, as the Lord prophesied about it, coming together to what? To bring forth this destruction, to bring forth the indignation of the Most High. Go ahead.
It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
Right, because America is used to being the bully, hammering these nations and you know, making them bow to their will. But now the Lord is saying, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Why? Because the Lord broke the scepter of the rulers. The Lord gave these nations the same nuclear capability that America had, which America would puff at these nations with. But now it's time for America to go down. Go ahead.
Like Mary J. Blige.
Like Mary J. Blige.
I'm going down.
It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Now is Babylon become...
How is that?
Salakia. How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Right, because how is this place become a desolation among the nations when they are the biggest and the baddest superpower on the planet? But that shows you the power of the Most High. He stripped them. Go ahead.
It says, I have laid a snare for thee.
What is a snare? A trap. And you fell for that hook, line, and sinker. You ate the cheese.
Cheesy devil.
Cheese eating devil. Go ahead.
It says, I have laid the snare for thee, and thou art taken.
Right, thou art also taken, because you're taken in that snare. Because you're pushing for your New World Order, because you think it's going to help you, but it's hurting you. Go ahead.
And thou art also taken, O Babylon.
Yep, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. Go ahead.
And thou was not aware.
Right, because you're not going to know where this comes from, because you think you have all bases covered. The scriptures say, you know, that you have, you know, accomplished a diligent search. You think that you have everything covered. You think that you have every angle covered. You dotted your T's. You dotted your I's and
Cross your T's.
Crossed your T's, you know, and all of that other stuff. But you didn't count on one thing going wrong. That is that the Lord put a monkey wrench in your plans, devil, because He created you, fool. Go ahead.
It says, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord.
Right, because the scriptures say, how are the hidden things that Esau sought out? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. Go ahead.
Shall the axe boast itself against his maker?
Woo.
It says, the Lord have opened his armory.
Right, because the Most High got an armory too. And a part of his armory, or his soldiers, are those missiles. He has the angels, he has the missiles. He also has grasshoppers and different things, you know, of that nature. He has a lot of different, you know, and he also runs the actual militaries of this world. Go ahead.
And have brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
Right, and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. So he gave you those weapons, fool. You know, he gave you those weapons for your total destruction and annihilation. Go ahead. For this is what?
It says, "For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans."
Right, America. Babylon the Great. This is the mighty Babylon the Great. This is the daughter of Babylon. This is the mother of harlots. And this place will be utterly destroyed. Go ahead.
It says,
6.
oh yeah, 26. It says, "Come against her from the utmost border, upon her storehouses.
Yep, open the storehouses.
Cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left."
Right, because there will be nothing here. There won't be a blade of grass here. A pebble, a stone, nothing. Everything's gonna be, it's gonna be a plain from one point to the other. When the scriptures say that the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the Lord means just what he says. And after the smoke clears for a long time, we don't know how long this place is going to be burning for, but once it finishes burning, then once everything settles, then you'll have desert creatures that will inhabit this place called America. And then no longer again will it ever be inhabited by man, ever again. The best you'll be able to do is fly over and look down and say, damn, that was Babylon the Great. That was once a thriving city. This is where we were in captivity, blah, 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 so on and so forth. You know? But look at it now. This is the payment for those who loud talk the Most High. Talking about you could piss the Most High off as much as you want. Well, you go ahead. Keep that same energy. You go ahead and keep on pushing that. Because when the Lord comes to judge, your ass is going to be grass. Go ahead.
It says,
and that's pretty much it on it.
yeah, okay.
That means you could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Let's go to Zechariah 14. And then we can close it on that unless you have something else. Go to Zechariah 14 and 12. And if you have, any other precept you want to bring out or anything you want to say, 12 verse. And you could break this down.
The Zechariah 14 and 12, it says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people," so like all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. It says, hold on, let me pull something up real quick.
Bring it out. Yeah, because remember, we keep talking about, the scriptures keep talking about the controversy of Zion. It keeps talking about, you having to pay for what you did to the Lord's people. The scriptures also speak about, he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of the Lord. Touch not my anointed, neither do my prophets no harm. So you have a lot to pay for. You don't know what, shitstorm you got yourself into when you touch the people of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Yeah, we fucked up. Oh yeah, we did. The Lord punished us. Oh yeah. But guess what? You went overboard. And you didn't realize that at the end of this, you didn't consider your latter end, that at the end of this, you would have to pay for all of the atrocities that you committed against the people of the Lord, which are the Israelites. Just don't play the noise. I was gonna say don't play the sound because they'll but go ahead.
It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet." It's going to show you right here. The flesh is going to consume away while they stand up on their feet. Meaning that, when these nukes hit, before their bodies hit the ground, they're going to start deteriorating.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Before that blast, that blast may take them off their feet, but while they're in the air, they're gonna be cooking,
roasting, sizzling.
And another thing, it says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand up on their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes. It says, and their tongue shall consume away out of their mouth, because heat loves to destroy moisture, take away moisture first. So when a person is burned, that's the first things you see gone. The eyes and the eyes cook out like eggs, like the eyes, like the brain fluid actually cooks out through their eyes. And it actually looks like eggs. You know, when someone gets burned up real bad, the cranial fluid that houses their brain cooks out of their eyes, man. So it actually look like a piece of charcoal with 2 fried eggs on it.
Yeah, like the movie Total Recall. Remember when
Yeah.
their eyes were bulging out of their head?
Yep.
You got it.
Yeah, man. So this is what the Bible is describing. This is what's gonna happen, man. When those nukes hit, people are gonna be burned up.
When the nukes hit, that's it.
Yep.
That's it. Is there more? Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
So you have any other precepts? Anything else you wanted to?
No, that's pretty much it. That's
The only difference is that all of that's gonna melt.
yeah, all of that. Yeah, all that's gonna be
Elements shall
destroyed.
melt with fervent heat. There ain't gonna be no chain link fences, no the horse or the merry-go-round is so strong that it's gonna hold. Nah, everything's gonna go.
There won't be one stone up on another that
That's
won't be
how we-
thrown down.
That's it. That's it. So with that, we pray that the brothers and few sisters have been edified. Till the next time we say Shalom.
Shalom.